Jade Cargill has made a heartbreaking confession that I think a lot of you guys out there are going to look at Jade Cargill in a much different way because I've seen criticism of Jade Cargill out there. I've also seen a lot of support. The sway of Jade Cargill in her WWE tenure has undergone some interesting changes, right? When she first joined the company, there was a lot of doubt, there was a lot of criticism. They thought that she was an overhyped person who was very, very green and didn't deserve the type of push that she received. But you got to understand that Jade Cargill has always been a little different, right? She has always stood out in the crowd, and that has made her a very in demand type person, both in pro wrestling and out. I mean, she was an all star basketball player growing up before getting into the wrestling business. A lot of people don't realize she actually had the opportunity to go to WWE before she went to AEW. She's publicly talked about how she could have gone to WWE before signing with AEW. She had a tryout with WWE. They offered her a contract, but she felt like AEW was a better fit for her at the time for a few different reasons. Number one, it was a smaller promotion in which she could grow with, and she would not have to take on the brutal schedule that was WWE back in the day where they were running house shows on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, in addition to, TV on Monday, Tuesday, or Monday, Thursday, or Monday, Friday, right? So that is also a large part of it. But Jade Cargill, I think, in a lot of ways, is misunderstood. And that leads us to today's video because I think a lot of people look at her and they see her in a certain light, right? Maybe you think she's too confident, that she's egotistical, that she is way too into her feels, if you will, in terms of what she brings to the wrestling business, what she brings to WWE. But there's also a reason for that. She was very open and honest in a recent interview in which we are going to be discussing today. So she was on Club 520 and she revealed that while growing up, she actually used to get picked on because of her muscular physique. However, the former AEW star claimed that she gained confidence once she started looking up to the likes of China, Jazz, Jacqueline. This is what she had to say. I was picked up on growing up because I was so muscular. Like they will say, oh, she's a man. But I've never seen these two women, aka China and Jazz, actually, Jacqueline as well. And I was like, they look great. And the fact that they have so much confidence and they're walking out here like they don't give a damn who you are or what you're about. They're going to show you what they're all about. I was like, yeah, I like that. I have to embody that. So there were three women who I looked up to. And I was like, I want that. Okay. Now, she also talked about something very interesting on the same podcast. After she departed from AEW, she signed a multi-year with WWE in September of 2023, and she opened up about the locker room reaction upon her arrival at the new company. She said, it was love. They wanted to work with me. They knew that I came here to get better, and they knew that I came here to be a legend. Like there's nothing else. There's no other place I'm going to go become a legend. And they want to help me as much as they can because they want to do nothing but elevate the locker room. That is very interesting. So there's a third part to this interview, which I'll get to in a minute. But let's break this down for a minute. Think about the emotional pain, especially as a child, of what Jade Cargill went through. Think about the emotional pain that she had to overcome to become the person that she is. I would argue that that emotional pain is the reason that Jade Cargill became the person that she is today. All right. So I think if you look at it like that, I think that also gives you a really good understanding of where Jade Cargill has come from, where Jade Cargill has gone through, right? Like all of the emotional baggage that she has, all the emotional anger in which she has. That's pretty impressive, right? Like that's pretty impressive. In terms of the WWE locker room, I think the fact is they looked at Jade as an asset. Okay, so what do I mean by that? Okay, so there's two ways in which you could have taken the Jade Cargill arrival. You could have taken it as, okay, great. Here's this star that they've signed that they think is going to be a big freaking deal, and they're going to push to the moon, and she's going to take someone's spot. Okay? That's one way you could look at it. It's a negative way to look at it, but it's a way to look at it. Or on the flip side, you could go, okay, Jade Cargill is a star. I understand why they brought her in. I understand why her signing is such a big deal. Let's use her. Let's use her as an asset. Let's use her. Let's continue to grow this division. Let's continue to grow this locker room. Let's bring in new talent. Let's elevate new talent. Let's push new talent. Jade Cargill is a big time star, evidently, that I can work with, that I can go in there and mix it up and make my brand bigger, my name, uh, bigger, my star power bigger, all of these things. She could certainly do that, right? If WWE really believes that she is this big time star and she actually comes out there and it pays off for them, then yes, they were 100% right. Like they made the right decision. So if you look at it like that, it's a positive, right? Jade Cargill's arrival to WWE is a positive. And you also could look at it like this of like, okay, regardless of what spectrum you fall on, if it's positive or if it's negative, whatever that is, and it comes down to individual people, you are at least going to be in a spotlight in which people are talking about you because they are always talking about Jade Cargill. Therefore, you are going to be used in a higher way because WWE views Jade Cargill in a higher way, and they're going to use her in a higher way, right? So I think in a lot of ways, you can take negatives and flip them into positives. And I think with Jade Cargill, that's something in which you can do. I really do. But it all comes down to how you look at things, how you should view things, how fans can take things. That's just it, right? It's all about your perspective, right? You can go and it comes down to I don't know if you're familiar with this, but Jocko Willington will say this all the time, and I love this quote. If there's something bad that goes on, right? Oh my gosh, the computer just blew up, or oh my gosh, this happened, or whatever. Just say good. Just say good, because you saying good, it's not a over the top reaction. There's not a lot of emotion to it. It's just good. Or pick a word. Well, why is it good? Well, it happened now. Now we don't have to worry about it. It just happened. Now we can move on, right? Pick a word. Okay, fine, whatever. But good. I think that's the way that a lot of people should look at the Jade Cargill sign.